He was leaving it with Hemlepo to go fight Blackbeard. That guy. He was gonna go get that guy to go fight Blackbeard on full. I don't.
Then
Hemlepo.
If you could learn to do Shichibukai,
is it Helm?
It's Helmepo.
Helmepo.
Yes.
Helmepo.
Yes.
Well, that's not that hard. It's
no shit!
Oh, Helmepo.
Welcome back to the Yonko Podcast. If you're continuing on from our live reaction of 1075 One Piece, a Labo-Stratum Death Game, here is our kind of review now that we've had a moment or two to kind of like take all of that in. Before we actually get into that though, please, if you enjoy this content, like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. Any and all interaction is greatly appreciated. All right. Holy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy.
Top of the chapter.
Can
we talk about the bottom?
I want to talk about the bottom of the
chapter. Let's save it for the end.
Fine.
In their defense, there really isn't much in the top of the chapter other than where's Pythagoras?
Where's Pythagoras? Then we find out.
Pythagoras is still alive because the will of P.
Well,
okay, but I will say he is the head. But that is one of the best groups to go up against Boa, because none of them, other than
I didn't think about the Boa group.
Other than York, none of them are gonna succumb to her power.
Well,
Well,
just because he's depressed doesn't mean he can't be in love.
So I can at least say this. It does make it more clear that also if you just find her cute, you can succumb to her power.
That is also very true.
It makes me feel better about...
if you're charmed for her, essentially.
I mean, literally, that's what happens to my literal favorite punk, York, here, is she's just like, oh, you're so cute. So it's very clearly
I'm just saying, remember back on frickin' when Blackbeard attacked Amazon Lily, we were kind of like, man, those Marine soldiers who got turned to stone are kind of fucked. They're kind of fucked, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Whatever it was, I don't remember.
But here, very clearly, Oda's like, nah, it's just cuteness, guys. It's just she's super cute. But yeah, Brock, what do you think?
About
whatever, man. Just dive in. I'm gonna dive in if you don't.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm very fucking excited. I like how none of us talked in our predictions about like we talked about like, oh, we're gonna go here and here and here and cut away. Literally whole chapters here in Egghead.
Yeah, but we did kind of touch on predicting that someone higher than Vegapunk was going to come in and control the Seraphims. We already are kind of on that.
They're already here?
Which was kind of our thought that they could be almost here.
The call's coming from inside the house.
I'm going to create a battle chart because I want to see who's up against who. So you guys go ahead and go off. I'm going to be working on that for a second.
Go off, kings and queen.
They're not.
Anyway. Yeah, no, I don't.
Let's see here.
I think that group will be okay. Maybe you can kind of see Usopp's just kind of hanging there. So maybe, but he doesn't look like he's stone.
What?
Sorry, I just love seeing the
Luffy and Zoro's face.
The annoyed face that
it was Whitebeard and
both Whitebeard and Odin showed.
Yeah.
It was like, he looks so annoyed!
So disgusted!
It is wonderful.
That's a great panel. That's a goated panel right there.
Just amazing.
Also, really happy that Bonnie's not with them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Bonnie memories this chapter. Like,
gosh dang it, yeah.
None Bonnie memories.
Kind of forgot about Bonnie memories.
We all kind of like, yeah.
She left our memories for her fathers.
Anyway,
gosh,
truly, like the focal point of this chapter is just the ending.
You know, Alex, you were right about something, if I recall.
What did I say?
You were right in that they were potentially targeting CP0. I remember you saying this.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, you know what? If Kizaru was like, you guys failed, like they definitely would turn on CP0 for fucking up. Because, I mean, they're the best agents, and if they can't do one mission, it's like, yo.
At the same time, how do they already know that they fucked up?
If Lucci gets his ass beat that hard, he deserves to.
I mean,
Like, I'm telling you, Hattori told and was like, yo, bro.
Well, I think it also has to do with the fact that, like, you know, being a member of the highest intelligence, right, that answers directly to the highest power, that comes with the caveat of if you fail, there's no forgiveness. You're supposed to be the best of the best.
So is Lucci literally, like, turning into a rebel before our very eyes? Or he just wants to take out the Seraphim specifically?
So I think, thinking about it myself...
That's a good question.
Lucci, the more I think about it, the more I realize that I think he's the type to serve his justice where he thinks it's most needed, his dark justice, that doesn't necessarily have to lie with the world government. Now, he's not going to join force with the Straw Hats, as he said himself, this is temporary, but I think he's not above fighting for his survival against his former masters.
Well, that's the thing. If he's going to exact his justice, he has to live.
Exactly.
Okay, I have so many comments.
Go ahead.
Go on.
First, this could be a trap.
Could be a ploy, yeah.
Could be a ploy. But that would mean that they would have had to know they were going to get caught. So that's where I'm like iffy. But also, I'm pretty fucking certain at some point I may have told you that I thought Lucci might join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Did I? No.
No. Now that you think, I'm
like, you know,
I'm just giving you the same face that they gave because you did. You did say that.
I may have called it like after
to be fair,
Ennis Lobby.
I feel. I feel like you said that about him before his turn was revealed. I feel like
maybe, but I may have also been like thinking like wanting him.
Actually,
to come
no.
back.
Now that you mention that, no, it was later. Now that you mention that, it was later.
It
was like after the time skip.
Yeah,
because it was when I think it was when we saw him in Dressrosa again. I want to say that's when
very possible. Like I want to say I've thought about brought up that Lucci could join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet Alliance, whatever. Temporary alliance, it could start out temporary, and he could realize, after he's survived, see how bad the higher-ups are going after him.
Could a man with Lucci's worldview ever change that much?
And what is his
That would be quite the fucking character arc and growth for him.
Honestly, I would place Lucci in the same place as Das Bones or Crocodile. He's not gonna put himself under Luffy.
Let me say something. No.
You've said it 3 times. Please just fucking say it.
So here's my thing with Lucci, right? And Stussy said this maybe 2 chapters ago, where when he realized he had been tricked, he went immediately for the kill, right? Yep. And she said to him, oh, so you're a man who, when he doesn't understand, you go for the kill, right? Mm-hmm. He's clearly being threatened and betrayed again, so his first instinct, not necessarily his morality, is, I need to kill the threat in front of me. Perhaps after he gets himself to a safe place, then he can be like, now I fucking hate Luffy again. But right now, he's like, I am not going to be able to take these things out wrapped in sea stone if I'm fighting Zoro and Luffy on the other side. So tactically, I think he's very smart and he's doing this, but he just as willingly, once that threat is eliminated, goes back to his main fucking thing. That's my thought there.
Okay. So you re-explaining, because I couldn't remember Lucci's worldview, his disdain for pirates. I think maybe this temporary alliance could also show the Straw Hats, they're not like other pirates.
Well, it's more his worldview.
But it is they're not.
His worldview is more of a matter of the weak don't deserve to survive.
I mean that too.
That is also
because he's very much like Akainu, where it's like if you show weakness, you couldn't. That was the whole backstory flashback with him when he got those scars. Was he was like, this town of people couldn't defend themselves from pirates. They don't deserve to even be saved. So he killed all of them.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, bro.
That was young Lucci.
Yeah, so he may have...
As an adult, he just drags women around by their hair and tells them to fucking do, like, fucked up shit because a pink, purple-haired guy tells him to do... Okay,
Stop.
That's what happened.
Just stop.
Don't deny it.
Okay. So, still pretty shit human. And...
Yes.
I don't know, like, Luffy is the sun god, Nika.
True.
Amazingness. If Luffy sets his mind to being like, I want him on my team, it's gonna happen.
Let me pose it to you this way, Kat. Would you ever forgive Spandam and accept him as a crewmate on the Straw Hats?
I think he and Robin would have to have it out.
It's right? I
think Spandam was doing a lot of what he was because that's what he was told to do. And he is a yes man.
I think Lucci is the same level of, like, hatred and, like, dogma as Spandam, but with the power to back it up. And with a smarter mind for, like, tactical shit. I almost see him as, and again, love him as an antagonist, I see him as a worse version of Spandam because he does it because he enjoys it. It's not necessarily a justice thing for him. It's just like he likes the fight and he likes the challenge and he likes to be like. It's just part of like his the carnivorous part of his fruit. Maybe I don't want to because obviously he's evolved above his fruit. With, like the
so so the comparison I'm hearing here, Alex, and I would agree is say Esdeath from Kill. Esdeath.
Oh,
just a quick explanation. She's like one of the most powerful people in that anime. Hot. And if you are weak and can't defend yourself, she will kill you herself. Essentially,
Yep.
She's very much Lucci-esque.
Yep. And if Lucci's the new Spandam as far as he leads this shit, but I also don't ever. Well, actually, I do see Spandam swapping sides because because he's a coward.
Now I do.
Help me!
I do.
Spandam.
I do think.
Not Lucci.
I do think in the world of One Piece, most of Luffy's enemies, even the ones turned somewhat comrades, have done loads of horrible shit.
Oh, dude, the Grand Fleet's fucked. Really?
I think in the world of pirates, it's almost a little forgivable, depending on the severity of the crime. My guess would be that if he were to end up anywhere on Luffy's side, it would be on. What was I about to compare him to? Someone.
Katakuri?
No, not quite so friendly.
I broke him out of his shell. To be fair,
Katakuri will bring.
This is so. A while back, I expressed some very, very shallow hope that the interaction with Sanji would slightly change his brothers for the better, ever so slightly. Maybe give them a little bit of humanity. I think we all would have liked that. Might still happen. Little bit of humanity, maybe, and like hopefully that started to show itself when they were helping defend them on the way out of Whole Cake. So that's why I can see maybe him developing a little bit of begrudging respect, like very like he'll never say that shit. Just like next time I see you, I'll kill you type thing.
We've never gotten an indication from Lucci like we did with Katakuri, where there was like that respect. Yeah, that was always the thing with Lucci. He got taken out, and there was no appreciation.
But now he's on the other side.
He's still being a piece of shit. Here, he's like, I won't even acknowledge you as a Yonko. That's why I'm going to engage with you because I don't even see you as that, right? Yeah. But maybe this arc could be that like eye-opening point where he goes, "Shit, dude. I mean, I fucking hate you, but."
I think, yeah, it would be that, and also, if Lucci's ends up with the end goal of taking down the world government, he might come to recognize, same with Kid and Law, that Luffy is the key, and that as much as they individually want to be the ones to take it down, they recognize Luffy's something special, and he is going to be the one. He is the next king of pirates. Like, he is, like, actually Nika's sun god, savior of everyone.
Well, and honestly, I could see endgame-wise it not being quite so black and white in that, Luffy's the key to the happier times, more like all these criminals and hard asses all have things that they want to get done, but if the world ends or whatever happens, they can't get that shit done, so Luffy is their best bet. type thing.
I mean, that too.
And I can totally see him being in like, and this is not in terms of where he stands, like looking at Luffy, just in terms of like where he stands in alliance with Luffy. Like, I don't see him being Straw Hat Fleet, where it's gonna be a full on, vow. But I see him being more along the lines of, say, Bellamy, although not quite as like openly friendly, because he'll be more like an associate,
Yes.
not a full on member. Because I just can't see
acquaintance.
He's Vegeta to me. He's Vegeta. His pride, his Saiyan pride.
Saiyan pride.
His Saiyan pride will never
Not Nappa.
let him.
Not Nappa. Nappa had Saiyan pride too. He just got like fucking cut. What? No.
That's two different levels.
Okay.
Bud. That's two different levels.
Yeah, he was weak, but he had pride.
But no, he is the Vegeta. Like, his pride will not allow him to bring himself below Luffy, unless they pulled the same thing where he gained something precious to himself. But I don't think that's necessarily a One Piece move unless he decides to pull that.
Okay.
I had another unrelated
Go ahead.
comment.
Yeah.
You talking about Sanji having an effect on his brothers?
Yes.
Could maybe see that being a later thing, similar to Sanji. I think it's also being around his family again, and the raid suit and possibly awakened whatever gene was making him less like that, kept him human. He didn't have the regenerative abilities. Could it I think possible that Sanji being near his brothers and using the raid suit awakened his ability to have that. His brothers being around him awakens their ability to empathize.
No, honestly,
teensy bit.
What I know, I think it's a mixture. I think because you tell, like Judge, he was saying all sorts of horse shit when they were leaving, but I think he was genuinely curious as to why these people, why people believe in Sanji and care about him so much. But also, he's got to be wondering, like, how this weak ass, kid who feels things, who's swayed by human emotion, got so powerful too.
Yeah.
Like there's got to be some thought there, whether it's as a I'm sure there's a little bit of a father thing there, mostly a science thing, but I still cannot let go of the fact that he did not want to kill Sanji just because he was his son. There was a very small humanity there.
Yeah. And now that you think about it, Sanji's fire feet, yes, that's something he developed, but could that be because of Judge's experimentation?
That's what I think. I think he's got genes in him.
That they're slowly awakening as much as Sanji might not want to
I
accept
honestly,
I think he wears slacks.
I think
those slacks and fire.
They're fire. No, I think I think when Queen was specifically pointing out normal people don't make fire, I think that was a call out to
oh yeah,
there's more to it than just the flames of my passion.
Queen's over here 1,000 chapters in. Why has no one brought this up before?
Queen,
that is not normal.
Queen was me the first time I watched Enies Lobby. It's the fuck.
Why?
Diablo jump to the devil?
I love it. And what?
No, exactly.
I wish Queen had seen Ashura, who was you can't have 3 heads.
What's that spirit behind you?
Nine sword style? What the fuck? Where did those other arms and
Is
head
that
come
the Grim
from?
Reaper?
Also, how do you hold a fucking sword in your mouth for more than 5 minutes without developing lockjaw? Explain this
Am I
shit!
the only one who knows how weird this is? I'm a fucking snake cyborg.
Stop kicking me!
Oh my god.
Can I address the elephant in the room? Is an elder fucking here? Or nah?
So
Hello?
here's my thing. The wording that
us your thing.
Shaka uses.
Huh?
Let me find it just to make sure.
Yes.
Paraphrase.
That a Vegapunk
That
is?
is actually way longer of a chapter than I remembered. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. If they won't take my orders, then they must already be acting on a command issued by a Vegapunk.
Yeah.
I still believe wholeheartedly in our theory, you and me specifically, that one of the punks is out to kill the rest of the punks. I do not believe that an elder is here yet.
What's the shadow? That
I mean,
looks vaguely like a fucking elder.
Sure. The shadow looks vaguely like Saint James.
Vegapunkly?
Vegapunkly like an elder. I mean, I see the outline. The fucking hair things.
Nope, exactly.
You know?
It looks a little bit like St. J. Garcia.
But also, my man Shaka, who might have the absolute worst poker face, which is why he wears a fucking biker helmet, could literally be like smiling as he says all these fucking lies, as he turns off cameras, as he says someone's giving orders, as he has issued the orders already. You know, that's the shit that I'm like, as soon as someone takes it off him, he's like, and he just has the worst fucking liar face. That would be the biggest fucking gag / reveal that I could imagine for this arc. But, we are literally given an image that looks like an elder pulling down cameras, which I don't feel like that's on their level. I feel like he would have someone else do that shit, you know? I don't feel like he'd be like, grab it, you know?
You know.
Wait a minute.
I have been waiting 5 seconds.
Shut the fuck up. Sorry. I am having a moment here just because One Piece is really long and we have a D&D game that like takes a lot of inspiration. Is there a confirmed clone fruit?
In this?
In this?
No.
What if St. J. Garcia Saturn has a clone fruit and he's like had a clone of himself?
Just on neon fruit?
Sure.
That's a different campaign.
That's a different one entirely.
But the only clone fruit we've seen was the mistranslation of Von Clay's, because that was technically the clone fruit, because he could make himself look like people, but not like a duplication fruit.
Yeah, there we go. Go ahead, Kat.
Okay, what if Shaka is saying that there must be a Vegapunk following orders from a Vegapunk because he forgets that the elders rank higher?
Shaka is the one person that I feel like wouldn't make that miscalculation. Right? Because he's hella logic.
Or hella logic would be, it's not logical that there's an elder on the island.
True.
Kind of like you.
Yeah, I think...
Elder has left Marine.
It is not logical! I agree with Shaka. That's what he's thinking.
I think it would be more along the lines of rather than like forgetting about it, it's more like he can't even contemplate there being an elder nearby.
Here's my thing.
But also, like... Yeah. I'm wondering if this is a mistranslation, maybe? Even of the...
When he says, like...
Well, the thing about Vegapunk.
At the very
it is a Vegapunk.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing.
By command issued by a Vegapunk.
You know how Lucci had, like... He issued a command to the Seraphim and Stussy couldn't override it?
Yeah.
So is there a main punk? Or are they all on the same level, and once one command is issued, the other ones can't outside of that one?
Maybe there's a redheaded stepchild punk that they don't talk about.
Probably.
Well, that's the thing.
But where is the Stella?
My other random theory about this, Stella. and I will actually start kind of siding with you on this for one thing.
Okay. Only one.
My random theory here is that either Lilith or Shaka made another punk in secret.
Ooh, secret punk.
But they were all of them deceived, for another punk was made.
Would you say this is like a secret war?
But how would they do that?
Shut up. No.
How would they do that since they all share the same thought?
They do upload every hour, or at least that's what the Stella said, and that's why all their memories are connected.
One of them, like, why wouldn't one of them be smart enough to find a way around that?
But what... like,
at
uploading,
some point, like... That would be really hard.
It's a really smart arc, guys!
Any of your thoughts, every hour, all of your thoughts get uploaded. You can't go in and delete your thoughts unless they have pudding somehow.
No, Blackbeard has pudding.
Exactly. So, I don't...
But they could make
otherwise, the rest of them would know that, oh, hey, Lilith is wanting to make a secret clone.
They could make a copy of the memo fruit.
Unless it's the Stella. Because I feel like
Evil
the
Stella theory. He wants them all dead for some reason.
The Stella, I feel like, can hide his thoughts from his clones. Maybe.
But doesn't the Stella know all of his clones so well, and they know him so well that... I don't know!
So I don't think there's a cloned Stella.
So are we all on the side that there's no Elder on the island?
No.
No, like there's...
That's...
I'm not even sure about that.
I have a couple thoughts.
Okay. Go ahead, Brock. You've been quiet.
It's because I've been looking through.
A likely story.
And it's true. So yeah, it is a likely story. So right now, I'm of the mind. So I'm going down two distinct paths, and maybe they might be on the same path. For now, my presumption of the camera feed is Kuma, the small Kuma, the Seraphim.
S-Bear?
Because it looks like him, and it very much could be them going through there, taking out the cameras. And it wouldn't surprise me that for the first time ever in this whole freaking series, with St. J. Garcia Saturn.
St. J. Garcia Saturn.
St. J. Garcia Saturn, the Elder. The first time an Elder was near any of the bullshit in the middle of this story. It wouldn't surprise me if they have some like special power, special access,
some crazy shit
that they don't even need to be necessarily that nearby. Maybe you only had to be within a certain distance to be able to activate them, type thing. For now,
voice recognition.
Maybe for now, because obviously I'm still taking into account the fact that they can't do it with your Den Mushi. So I'm thinking currently it's something to do with the Elder himself, and maybe something that
he has an astral projection fruit.
He's Luke Skywalker. But no,
he does look a little bit like.
But for now, to me, the more I look at it, the little shadow here looks more like S-Bear to me than it does Saint J. Garcia.
It's like one of those ink blots. What do you see?
Rorschach.
Oh, yeah, that one. The thing with me is, if the Elder and Kizaru are here, and they're sending in the Seraphim to take everything out first, that's incredibly intelligent, rather than just having the straightforward, I'm an admiral, I have a sword, to, like, go, like, fucking hard on everybody. Like, it's incredibly tactical in my mind. Not something I'd associate with Kizaru necessarily, but maybe with an Elder. But that then takes me back to, well, Kizaru, like, Sentomaru, if they have familial connections, what does...
Well, here's the thing.
I don't even know if to consider them or not.
Well, here's the thing. Two is a couple things. For now, we don't know just how close they actually are. There's a relationship there, but, like, whether or not Kizaru actually fully cares for him...
No idea.
No idea.
Don't know if he cares for anyone, really.
And then... And going back to who's destroying the cameras, I mean, the Seraphim, they keep being called, they were designed to be the strongest around. Lilith seemed absolutely certain they could not beat one of the Seraphim.
But she was also surprised when they did take on S-Shark initially.
No, I know, but like, that kind of like, fear of that power... It's not weird to think that they could quickly, just with their physical abilities, destroy the cameras, go place to place, especially when there's 3 or 4 of them potentially around.
Are we still sus of Stussy?
I'm always sus of Stussy until that sus goes away.
Okay. If we're thinking evil Vegapunk, what's to say Lilith isn't saying, nope, we absolutely cannot, because she knows they can? And she's trying to guess.
I mean, I completely don't think evil Vegapunk. That's my whole thing. So.
Okay.
You think all the punks are out of the loop?
No. I don't. I mean, I think it's less likely. I think it's definitely a possibility, but I currently trust the punks more than I do Stussy and really any other shadowy figures that are involved. And if something does happen that where one of them or 2 of them or whatever is the betrayal, it's not surprising to me. But right now, I don't...
You don't see that being the case.
I don't currently see that being the case. I think Lilith, she gives me the vibe of someone who... She's evil, or she represents evil.
She does evil
the
things.
ideal of evil, but she wears her heart in her sleeve, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She does not look to be someone who could just hide behind a mask. I think she expresses herself openly. That's what I've gone for from the get-go. I could be completely wrong. And then Vegapunk, and then Shaka. Shaki. Different person. Shaki's his sister.
Rayleigh and Shaki are here.
Shaki's his sister. But Shaka, I think when we get that face reveal, because we got to get that face reveal.
Absolutely.
It has to happen sometime. I'm thinking it's going to be like an oh shit surprise, like a no way surprise. I don't think it's going to be, I don't currently see any of them as evil.
Shaka is rocked D. Zebek. Brought back.
Oh, God.
So, if we may go to my chart for a second, and maybe have some minor power scaling talks here. 4th floor, Command Center, Luffy, Zoro, Shaka, Lucci, and Kaku versus S-Hawk and S-Bear.
Low diff.
I think so.
Yeah.
We already showed that Zoro's not scared of S-Hawk, and S-Bear, though the good, deflecting shit.
Sure.
All of them? 2, 3 Awakened Zoans?
Low diff, no cap.
I defer my judgment just because I cannot make that call based off such a small encounter, and also they do currently have 2 CP0 members in cuffs.
Right, we haven't released them yet.
And
but it's still Captain and Vice Captain.
Even the cold Zoro is like, I'd feel bad about leaving them to die in cuffs.
I would also say this is kind of Zoro's worst nightmare if he was alone, because literally S-Hawk and S-Bear are the only people who have really put him through the fucking
I'm not saying
the adult version.
I'm not saying this is a chance for them to show their shit. I'm just saying I'm not gonna hold. I think there's something about them that makes them different from their originals.
If Zoro goes hard in this fight, we could see some really devastating destructions of S-Hawk and S-Bear just because of the pent up trauma he's gone through with both of them.
Right now I don't see low diff. I don't know what I see.
I would go mid diff on this, but it definitely goes. If we let out Lucci and Kaku, I say low. But if it's just Zoro, Luffy, and I don't think Shaka adds much other than.
It would definitely be mid-diff. It's just...
I really do hope Shaka has something. Like, he has some way of fighting. He's too cool not to have a way to fight, right?
He's the logic base.
Okay, next up, 3rd floor. On the left side, we have S-Snake versus Lilith, Pythagoras, Frankie, Usopp, and a stoned York. I'm here saying that that's an easy fight for S-Snake if these other people succumb to Mero.
Yeah.
But if not that, then the beams... Frankie understands the beams. Pythagoras is just ahead. Lilith has the bubblegum, which can deflect shit. I think it's the same as the Kumas we're showing last chapter.
That might be why they brought up that it deflects. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
Because of...
Does S-Snake find herself cute?
Because
if we could deflect her Mero back at her, maybe we
That's
could...
it.
Boa Hancock is obviously, very, self-absorbed in her,
Yeah.
So why would, a clone of her not also be kind of I'm the cutest little girl.
I already know I'm the most amazing, most beautiful. Might be able to succumb to it.
Random point I want to get in before you finish yours, Brock.
Sorry, Brock.
You're good. Damn it.
Could you technically make the Mero fruit cease to exist because they're not technically dead? If they are able to affect themselves, get it reversed back onto them.
Yeah.
But then they're not able to unfreeze themselves, but they're not dead.
Unless you are dead.
Unless somebody actually breaks the statue and then obviously...
But if you stay a statue for so long, maybe you are dead and then it would move on?
Maybe.
Honestly?
That's a paradox though. I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry.
Currently?
Yeah, currently, Brock.
I can see a very One Piece-y run around. Because I currently don't see them beating S-Snake.
I think that one's a pretty fun fight.
It's not even because of Mero. It's because Boa, in her own right, is a fierce physical fighter.
100%.
Absolutely, and she's in the billions.
Of the people who are here, Frankie's the only one who's going to have a good chance.
And literally,
I wouldn't even say good.
And literally,
honestly,
I don't think so.
The best out of these
out of them. And so what I can imagine happening is a very very and I think I talked about this a while back. If it doesn't happen, whatever, but I would love for it to happen. Is a very sorry, I'm geeking out over it. Okay. Very One Piece.
I just have a comment after you.
Very One Piece twist of Luffy's fight brings him out there. A little bit of that Boa DNA acts up, sees Luffy.
Well, didn't she already do that when someone was talking to her and she was just like, just get in there, right? When they were running to get to the top.
It was Jinbei.
Yeah. And he was like,
I can see.
just following orders.
I can see a little reaction to Luffy there. Maybe Luffy does something else to impress that boa. Maybe there's a little bit of old boa inside her type thing.
Definitely is.
Yeah,
I can see it.
But I think that'd be a very funny way to stop the fight. Like, maybe that's like the one thing that breaks the Elder's control. Mm-hmm. Like that little bit of humanity, as One Piece tends to do. Oh, guess what? You're not all being.
True.
Which would be very One Piece-y, very Luffy, and I would love that. I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But and I'm jumping the gun because that's very much, predictions. But currently, I mean, I'm not saying that it's.
No, just make your.
I'm not saying it's impossible for them to beat her, but I don't think it's going to be a conventional battle, and I don't think it's going to end with a clear victor. Mm-hmm. I don't see the Seraphim being destroyed. I don't think they're fighting the Straw Hats plus allies. They're not going to kill these kids, even if they look like these people.
Here's what I will say to that. I think we've seen the most emotion from the Seraphim when they've had interaction with the Straw Hats.
Yep.
Whereas before, with Blackbeard and everything, they were just stone-faced. So I think the Straw Hats are literally bringing what life they can out of them and turning them more into characters rather than these killing machines.
I can see them bringing
which
them...
I like a lot.
I can see them bring them to a more human side.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
What?
I was going to say... He keeps on saying very, very over and over again while I'm on this shot right here. And all I can think of is Lilith being like,
Elma Fudd.
Be very, very quiet. We're hunting children.
We're hunting seraphins. That's amazing. Third floor on the other side, Brook, Nami, Edison versus an unknown assailant. We don't know.
Was there an assailant? I thought
there wasn't. My assumption is these are going to be the fight groups, though, for the arc. But they don't have anyone that kind of runs up on them.
For now, I'm thinking S-Shark.
Well, we'll get to who's missing. So an unknown fight maybe, or they could join versus the S-Snake one. Which again, Brook, Nami, Brook's fucking stone. Nami, Edison, I don't know if the Edison and Pythagoras can turn...
Can bone be stone?
Maybe. Yeah. Second floor right side, Sanji, Jinbei, Stussy versus Unknown. And, we have that classic Sanji, acting like an absolute fool around Stussy, which, of course, we all predicted. And then Jinbei brings a little bit more of that, fatherly, intellectual side to that. So perhaps he could rein him in, but... if it really comes down to it and Stussy is not a friend, it really does come down to Stussy versus Jinbei because, Sanji can't do shit. Yep. Especially if she locks him down with the boots, with the Dom boots.
Or bites his neck.
Or bites his neck.
Let that happen.
Oh, he'd be like, whoa! Which I would have predicted a long time ago if that does. Unknown assailant there, maybe it is Stussy. That could be the potential one. That could be that flip of the script. And then finally, we have on the second floor left side, Chopper, Atlas, and Robin versus an unknown enemy as well. So an interesting group there, the Doctor, Robin, and then Atlas, who can take apart body parts and put them back on, which I thought was an interesting anecdote for no reason. We heard about that. All the punks are talking a little bit about something, like the jewels that
Nami.
Edison was talking. He's like, yeah, you can make them. Stop touching them. What are you doing? Right? They're all kind of talking about different parts of where they are in the science, and I'm wondering if that might come into play with their battles as well. Who is missing? We don't have anything for the first floor, and the only one that is missing that could be an enemy right now is S-Shark, and if Kizaru and Elder are there.
Or we'll be there soon.
And also, S-String and S-Clown and, any other potential Seraphim.
Do you think they would be?
S-Shadow.
Do you think that they would have been introduced by this point? Do you think they would have been introduced yet or not?
I don't know.
Do you actually think those ones are on this island?
I think that this island has so many things that
many surprises
are just sleeping on and don't know about.
So if we were to put S-Shadow, S-String, and S-Sand, I guess, Crocodile?
Potentially.
Any, really, of the fucking warlords.
S-Gator.
Who would be most interesting? Who would be most interesting for those fights? Brook, Nami, Edison. Brook and Nami, what do they share?
Brook and Nami fight Crocodile because Crocodile can't draw S Gator.
Yeah, he's Gator.
Anyway, because he can't dry out Brook, and Nami just makes a rain cloud, and boom, he's done. Boom.
I mean,
calling it now.
He only needs one of them. Only one of them.
That'd be interesting fight.
Yeah.
Sanji, Jinbei, Stussy? Sanji and Jinbei?
Jinbei should have to fight himself. I just think
Shark.
I just think it'd be cool.
And then
That'd be interesting.
And then finally Sanji gets to be like, I'm number 3! And gets to like beat up the other one.
Sure.
And
Sure,
then
Alex.
Chopper, Atlas, Robin. Chopper and Robin. That one.
As clown.
That's clown. Buggy.
I'm serious.
Fucking.
Listen.
I'm not even joking here. He has the chop blood, and Robin just like sprouts arms everywhere and is just like grabbing each of his pieces and just smashing them.
you know, guys, I like we meme, but I can imagine the Seraphim version of Buggy being a lot more powerful than normal Buggy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Like an
100%.
actual threat.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
all of them should be because they have King's blood, right? All of them.
But like
Actually
real
being
life,
smart.
actual Buggy is just
This one fails, but not upward.
yes.
Oh man, that's great. Okay, I mean, I think those are some great matchups. We'll see if any of those pop in. What else? I'm so sad about York being turned to stone.
Yeah. Why you gotta do York dirty like that, man?
Which, in my opinion, means that if we are going to get out of here with all of the punks intact, we're going to get S-Snake back on our side and reverse that. When she fell down, she didn't crash. So that makes me at least a little bit less, like, worried for York.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's another random thing.
Yeah.
Back to the S-Snake / Boa's power. If Boa just like randomly shows up, does she have the power to de-stone York? Or is it only the person who stones them in the first place?
I think the power would work both ways. Because it's essentially the
think it would
same
be.
power. Yeah.
But I think
And it could
because
just be like another
Boa's the
Looney Tunes
main.
reference where it's like, stone, not stone, stone, not stone.
That could
We're
be
hunting
fun.
Elmas.
But now Boa's coming too. That would be wild.
Where is Boa right now anyway?
Last time we saw
She
her
was
was
with
Amazon
Rayleigh.
Lily recovering from being choked out
Rayleigh
by
saved her from
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Yeah, and Shaki was also there. And I want Shaki to
that's
meet
worth.
Shaka. That'd be fun.
Okay, I need to draw out a map at some point.
Do it.
Dude.
She's been over
Because
here
I'm-
researching the world map.
And I'm like, Garp is on his way to G14.
He's already
Garb is
actually
left.
there.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's already
He was
there.
leaving it with Hemlepo to go fight Blackbeard.
Hemlepo.
That guy. He was gonna go get that guy to
He
go
does it on
fight
purpose.
Blackbeard on full. I don't!
Then
Hemlepo.
if you could
Hell.
learn to do
Helm?
Shichi Bukai,
Hell.
Is it Helm?
it's
Hell
Helmeppo.
Meppo.
Helmepo.
Yes.
Helmepo.
Helmeppo.
Helmepo.
Yes.
Well, that's not that hard. If it's
No
Yes!
shit!
Oh, Helmepo. Okay, I can do that. As long as I think Hell first. I think
That's
I'll be
how I
okay.
remember
That's a
it.
good point. Helmepo. Well, anyway, he went to get
Yes, you were doing it.
Helmepo.
You were doing
He
it.
went to get Helmepo and go to Full Led to fight Blackbeard last we saw. But we don't know if he left or
My
not.
D&D character was born in Desrosa.
Des.
Okay.
Sorry,
Anyway,
memeing.
so because I was trying to figure out, so we know that Kizaru is leaving New Marineford, which is like red line, to get to Egghead.
Yeah.
He's on
We would
his
assume,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we already know that's happening. It's already been confirmed.
Well, I mean, that was his point of death. Like, departure.
That's when Akinu was like, where's Kizaru? And Kizaru's like,
They
oh,
were
he
like,
already left.
he's already left
Mhm.
according to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
So-
what plan?
How far in advance he had left from that point, which was when CP0 has already started the fight.
True.
Ish. That they know Straw Hats are on Egghead.
Yeah, bro, I don't even know time.
G14 is like right next to Egghead.
Mm-hmm. True.
Is Garp gonna show up
I
and save his grandson?
don't think Garp gives a shit about this. He's gonna go get his boy Kobe.
Okay, but Kobe go like. if
Unless
Kobe had
Blackbeard
to
brings
choose-
Kobe, then maybe. Because last we hear from Garp, right? He wants to go save Kobe from Blackbeard on Full End, which I guess is in a similar area since it's all fucking close
And
by.
Elbaf, if we all forgot about that.
was literally like, hey guys, it's not that far from Egghead. Why can't we deploy a Seraphim? And they were like, no. And so Garp was like, yeah, I'm a Seraphim. I'll go. And they're like, what? And then he grabbed Helmeppo and went.
Slap my butt and call me Seraphim.
I also don't know if Garp even knows what Luffy's up to other than like, he's an emperor, he's a Yonko?
But
damn it! Stupid boy!
I can see them passing by Egghead and saying like, wait, what's going on over there?
Maybe.
yeah, and
Is that an eldership?
but also, if Garp has any connection to like Navy HQ's communication system, he might know that Luffy, the Straw Hats, have infiltrated Egghead. Or he might find that out and be like, oh, I'm already here.
I mean, there's a newspaper on the way, if we're to believe Mr. Big News.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I forgot about Vivi.
You get so focused in the current chapter, you're like, I don't know what happened last chapter.
Dude, like, literally
No,
every
true.
one of these chapters gives me amnesia.
Okay, so Garp is on G14. They haven't quite left yet.
Last we saw him, we don't know where the timeline's at. I mean,
But
it could still be there. And
We were thinking he
Dahl was like, I mean, do we even know if like it's hard to know, right? We don't get like timestamps. It's like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. We don't get that. We just get like this.
We don't get Ace's execution style timestamps.
No, that shit took so many minutes.
So many hours. So many minutes.
Maybe Shanks shows up and sends another like Conqueror's Hockey at like the enemy of Egghead, and we end that arc too.
Just the cop out.
Hold up. G14, we're about to head over to Egghead.
Yeah, that's right.
So
good.
Yeah,
so people from G14, so Garp is gonna find out that Luffy's on Egghead.
Well,
He's gotta.
They were before Garp was like, "I'm taking your boy." Who is heading
that's
out?
the thing is somebody
But
else from G14.
He's saying we're about to head over to Egghead. We can't spare any of our men.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't.
And that's where Garp's like, whatever.
So if nothing else, he's holding up the entourage headed for Egghead.
But if he comes out that it's my grandson there, and we're going to save Kobe, and Garp knows that Luffy loves Kobe too, that he's like, you know what? We'll just swing over to Egghead, grab
when it comes to Luffy's relationship with Kobe.
Yeah.
Luffy cares about Kobe.
Sure.
They're friends.
He thinks
They are.
He thinks he's interesting.
They're literally called him friends on episode 1.
And then
Yeah.
they beat the shit out of him, said we're not friends.
For reasons.
Fuck that.
For reasons.
I am joking. I am memeing so hard. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Okay, so
Kobe considers them
it
friends.
is. I don't think it is out of the realm of possibility
Fuck
that
that
Garp's like, you know what? We're gonna swing by Egghead on our way to.
Yo, anything's possible. Honestly, Garp could show up. I would not be. I would not be mad at it.
Yeah, all of this was to figure out about how far away Kizaru was.
But then what's Garp gonna do?
Garp's gonna be
Garp's gonna be Garp.
No, but like, I know what's he gonna.
Garp's gonna be like, oh, a celestial dragon. Hey, Luffy, get out here. Let's beat this.
I mean, honestly,
I still think he has to respect the authority.
Speaking seriously, though,
He's already lost one grandson, and he's potentially gonna lose his other grandson and an adopted grandson.
It didn't stop him the first time.
He's already lost one, so he's like, you know
Just
what? Maybe
saying.
I need to change.
He has
In
to
all
change.
seriousness, Brock.
in all seriousness, if Garp does come, I do think that would be a chance. Because if anybody's going to personally know an elder there, it'll be Garp or Vegapunk.
True.
And there may be discourse between him and the elder.
Garp versus Saturn.
I don't even know if versus.
Garp is the distraction that they all need to be like, oh, we're just gonna sneak out the back door now.
Do they execute Garp? Then?
I don't know.
Because that would
I
be
doubt it. Garp seems to have this air about him that he's like, I'ma do what I want,
Yeah,
you're gonna deal with
You know
it.
who else had that air?
I could also.
Name started with an A, ended with an E. Only one
No.
letter in between.
No, I do not. No, different.
That's completely
So
different.
Ace had the personality. He did not have the actual, like, energy surrounding him of people just were like, okay, you're going to call me a dumbass and I'm not going to do anything.
Nor is he done.
Like,
here's the thing about Garp. One thing we can confirm is that he's openly talked shit about the Tenryubito.
Sure.
But they didn't touch him because of his renown as a hero who fought at God's Valley.
Talk is one thing. Stopping an elder from maybe doing some shit, I don't know.
No. But what I'm
he's not directly. He's gonna pull a Kizaru, and he's not gonna actually forcibly stop. But it's gonna be just enough that it's gonna fuck up the plan. But he's gonna be able to say, I didn't force you to get distracted. You did that on your own.
I don't know if they're that forgiving.
I can honestly.
I think it's gonna toe the line.
I would not be surprised if he personally knows Garp.
That too.
Like,
he knows him. Sure.
There's like a relationship there, is what I'm saying.
Well, and it's
if anybody in the Marines are gonna have a relation, like a closer relationship with the Elder Stars, it's gonna be Garp and Sengoku.
Do you think?
And it's gonna be the type of relationship where you can be like, you guys are fucking up hardcore, and he's going to be able to talk shit to them, and they're just gonna be like, agree to disagree.
I wouldn't even say talk shit.
I don't know.
Like, maybe not talk shit, but like have that headbutting. Just
it wouldn't be talking shit. It'd be more like how he approached Sengoku, where he'd be like, "What you doing over here?"
No, bro, I'm on the complete opposite.
You're
side
underestimating.
I'm not. I don't
underselling
think I am. All of the elders talk down to Aki Inu, the current fleet admiral.
That's not Garp.
And I don't doubt that they did the same thing to Sengoku. That's why he let go of his position after the war ended that way. I think they have power, absolutely, but to the Elder Stars, I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Even Shanks walks in there alone and sits down and has a conversation rather than talking down to them.
I'm not saying they're talking down to them.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that there's a relationship there where they can be close enough to speak a bit more casually.
Yeah, I think Shanks has a different. He is more diplomatic. He's throughout the series has had that quiet, reserved, calculating nature.
No doubt.
Garp. Okay, Hamilton comparison.
Okay.
So Shanks is Burr. That he is always that reserved, calculating, keep cards to your chest. Garp is Hamilton. Like, right. I'm gonna do whatever I want, and you're all gonna still respect me because it's me. And, like, he has that ability to have that relationship with the elders and say, just be loud, obnoxious, and they're not gonna do anything.
I don't know if you are meaning to do this, but you are making me believe even more that Garp could be a tragic character. Because what happened to Hamilton?
Hamilton is what...
I'm just saying!
Well, the difference there,
they were against each other.
I think the one time that Garp decides to step up for his grandson...
Absolutely.
Could be Garp's, like, way of
But that could also be calculated.
It could.
That he could be tragically die, and it's going to be... Like Hamilton, it's going to be his choice.
No, true. Totally true. That
he's going to sacrifice himself to save his grandson.
I could see that.
That he is
I don't want Garp to die. But
I don't either.
I don't think he's going to die.
But if he goes against an elder, I feel like that's one of the very few situations.
Don't you think an elder... Didn't you say elders can't fight?
Yeah, I took that side, but I don't... I took that side so that we have the opinion in the room, but I don't actually think that because obviously if they're going to talk down to fucking Lava Man over here with his stupid hat on, like, yeah.
Okay, but also, like, the elders have the giant straw hat and Luffy's related to Garp and, like, sorry, pulling that. I kind of forgot about that for a moment.
Honestly, the Barbosberg, do you have anything to say on this? All right, well,
honestly, this conversation doesn't interest me at all.
What do you think? Garp's not coming?
I don't think Garp's coming to Egghead
That's fair.
I mean, like that's where I stand. I don't think he's coming, and if he does come, I don't think he's going to be on the island. I don't think he's going to interact with Luffy. If there's going to be any interaction, it's going to be with an Elder Star, but it's not going to be in a fighting capacity, nor is it going to be in a snarky capacity.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about Garp. He doesn't... It's not like he's disrespectful when he talks to people who are above him in a station. He's just very casual. And he's got his big laugh. He's basically what Luffy would be if he was a Marine and super old.
Right.
And he has that freedom of spirit, and he has that he has that cohesive personality that brings people in, even the harshest people.
Sure.
So he's not intentionally disrespectful. He's
unless
casual.
they're a Tenryubito.
That's
about it.
And that's where I'm saying, like, the top of the Tenryubito would be the one place I'd be like, I don't know if Garp can do that without there being some kind of sacrifice.
I personally think that there's a difference, and I don't think we should go down this rabbit hole anymore after this because it's a whole different thing.
It's a whole...
But I do think that there is a difference between the Five Elder Stars and the normal Tenryubito, because I think with the Tenryubito, there's a bit of, like, unwarranted arrogance and ignorance there. And I think the Elder Stars, they are a lot more in the know of where things actually stand, and the only reason that they, like, hold up the Tenryubitos is because it keeps a certain balance that has been developed since the Void Century. Because I'm willing to bet that they think the Tenryubitos are fucking idiots too.
I'm not gonna continue that conversation because you're right. It is a whole fucking thing.
It's a whole fucking thing.
But do you honestly think that the Five Elders need the rest of the Tenryubito around to manage the world government? I don't see a point in
well,
that,
no,
honestly.
it's not to it's not
like
to
I don't see them as a power.
It's not to
in all
manage
that.
the world government. It's to keep this illusion of balance, this illusion of power with all these people. Because I don't think they want to be in the spotlight, and I think sometimes things are there just to create an illusion of more power than there is.
I've always been confused about why the Celestial Dragons have the power they do when they are close to the most useless, insufferable, and disgusting, stupid characters that we can find. Yet, here they are, and their actions are upheld by this insane power structure that could easily overthrow them if they wanted to.
Brainwashing and gaslighting.
I guess, but that's the thing that the Elder Stars are complicit in then. And why? That's what I can never figure out. That's their deep mystery
they
for
were
me.
complicit in the destruction of Ohara, so...
Well, I understand. The Void Century is different. That's knowledge that, if widely shared, could tear down the world government.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, it's the same that it's like they're supporting this horrible shit, or endorsing this horrible shit. That's what I'm saying.
You don't think the Celestial Dragons know the true history either, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's like
maybe certain select few, but like ones like Charlos and those other guys, I think they're just idiots.
Useless.
Back to the chapter, though.
What a chapter. You know it's a good chapter when it sends us careening off on these crazy tangents that have nothing to do with it, but are interesting to talk about.
They have things to do with it.
They're not directly connected, but there's definitely...
a connection.
There's
food for thought.
Food for fucking
Sorry, that one just didn't interest me at all, though.
Well, then leave, Burke, okay?
Play nice!
Why you gotta speak your mind like this?
I just gotta say, Garp is not confusing to me. He's going to full of it.
Oh, he's not to me either. I think
tragic things could happen on full to him. That's what I think.
But no, I don't think he's stopping it either. I'm saying if he were, it wouldn't be directly on the island.
Yeah, that's what I would speak to. If he shows up, though, hey. Sick, guys. Well.
Anything
What else?
I got nothing else.
Anything?
We
wanna... Yeah. I think we could just keep going at this point, but I think this is a good stopping point.
I mean, if we keep going, it's going to be like over into the
predictions at this point.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
already
we don't want to get into what
it'll be over. It'll be over into Laugh Tale at some point.
Yeah,
we'll find it without meaning to.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Well, thanks for hanging out with us as we digest One Piece chapter 1075, Labo-Stratum Death Game.
I'm so bloated.
Yeah. We will be getting our predictions for next chapter and maybe possibly next few chapters out here in a little bit. Thanks for watching. See you soon.